If you guys want coins for FC24, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you use my code Rema, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. So what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you're all doing great, I didn't upload yesterday because I wasn't feeling too great, so apologies for that, but we are feeling a little bit better today. But yeah, we do have some 4-3-3 custom tactics. This is the fourth variation for you guys. If you are still playing FIFA, if you are still playing this game, you know, I have to say you are a little bit weird, but I also respect it. So yeah, this is for you, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get right into it. So, starting off with the tactics, guys. Defensive style, I have this on balance. This is the same as always, guys. I like balance because it does give me the best control over my defenders, If I want to be, like, super aggressive with them, I can. And then if I want to maybe drop off and be a little bit more passive, I can also do that. So, balanced is great for me, but you guys might prefer to use pressure tactics, and that is absolutely fine. Moving on to the defensive width, guys. I have this on 45 at the moment. This is so we can still primarily cover those central areas and block out those attacks through the middle, because that is very important, guys. But we also need to maintain some of the defensive width in order to cover the wider areas in case an opponent goes down the wing, which, like, they often do. So this is a really balanced width in my opinion. A little bit more compact than 50, but then we still have good coverage as well. So this is really nice in my opinion. Moving on to the depth, guys. Yeah, we have this on 71 at the moment, and I tell you what, guys, I said I didn't like it in the other videos, and I still don't, but honestly, it's just the most meta option at this point, and people will use it against you, so you might as well use it back. That's the mindset I have at the moment, because playing this game throughout the past week has been absolute hell. So 71 depth has been really successful, even if it is a little bit boring and automatic. That being said, you can use a lower depth if you want, but yeah, 71 depth probably the most meta at the moment still. For the build-up play, guys, we have this on balanced. I find it to be the most controlled and varied form of build-up, so when you use balance, you can pick and choose if you want to play slow or fast or combine the styles. It just makes it much easier, much more free-flowing, which is why I do suggest it, guys. Moving on to the chance creation, we have this on direct passing. The reason we have it on direct passing is because it's the only setting which will allow you to break through those part of the bus defenses and get through, that automatic AI defending. So direct passing is great because your attackers will commit these runs, defenders will follow the attacker making the run, and then once the defender is overcommitted, the attack will track back so you can cut back to them. So very boring, but also very effective. You cannot deny that. Moving on to the attacking width, guys. This is a wider formation, so we do use a higher width. No specific number, really. I've just been using 65 as it's been working. I don't suggest going much higher, though, because you don't want it to be too wide to the point where your players are like marathons apart from each other, You don't want that. So 65 is great, as you do have that width, but it's not too wide at the same time, if that makes sense. For the players in the box, guys, I have this on 6. This is so we can get a few players into the box, of course, and then for the corners and the free kicks, this is a preference thing, but I just have them both on 1. Moving on to the player instructions, guys. On the striker, Team of the Year Ronaldo, by the way, we have him on stay central and mixed attack. Now, stay central is obviously important with this formation because we already have wingers. We don't need this player drifting out into the wider positions, especially since he is a lone striker. So stay central so he can always be relied upon, and I also prefer mixed attack as opposed to getting behind, as I feel like you can get much more out of the player that way. Sometimes they'll come short, other times they'll get in behind. Just makes your attacks a bit more varied, in my opinion. That being said, if you want to pop him on getting behind, go right ahead. That is absolutely fine. Moving on to the wingers, guys. Another thing I don't usually like to do, but I've just given in again this week. We have these wingers on comeback on defense. Now the reason we do this is because obviously it makes it defend in a 4-man midfield, so it'll be like a 4-4-2 shape when we don't have the ball. So these wingers on comeback on defense will come back to defend as a left mid and a right mid. The reason we do this is because then we'll have really good coverage of both the narrow areas as well as the wider areas with the wingers coming back. So yeah, very effective, even if it is a little bit boring and does take you longer to build up the play. We do also have them on cut inside, so they start their runs out wide and then make those runs into the more narrow areas. It's a really good attacking AI movement, which I like. You seem to get a lot more movement out of these wingers with this instruction on. We also have them on getting behind, of course, so we can utilize their pace to get in behind those high defensive lines, which people use with the 71 depth tactic. And yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Get into the box across is also useful as it stops these players hesitating on getting into the penalty area. Moving on to the cam, guys, we just pop him on get into the box for cross. We don't really want to touch anything else because we don't really want to restrict him all that much. I just put him on get into the box for cross so it does ensure that he is in the penalty area to finish off those chances in case there's like a rebound or we want to cut back. Very effective, very important. Now for the left centre mid, guys, we do use a more defensive minded midfielder. So on this player, we have him on stay back while attacking and then cover centre. We don't want him going forward if he is a more defensive minded player, so stay back is the best option in my opinion, and then cover center so that they primarily cover those central areas, because if you guys remember what I said, we have the wingers coming back on the defense to cover the wider areas, so we don't need that center mid to do that. For the right center mid, guys, I use a more box to box style midfielder, so this is the balance I like to go with, by the way. The more defensive minded midfielder to stay back, and then we have a more box to box style player to go forward, defend, you know, do a bit of everything. I just think it's important to have that balance, but yeah, just adding that. So on this more box-to-box player, we have them on the default settings and then cover center. Default settings, we want them to have that freedom, you know, we don't want to restrict them, we just let them do their own thing. And then cover center for the exact same reason as the other centre mid, where we don't need them to cover the wider areas as we've got the wingers coming back to do that. Moving on to the fullback, guys, balanced attack and overlap. So in my case, the left back is the most attacking, so this is the instruction you want to put on your most attacking fullback. So it doesn't matter if it's your right back or your left back, but on your most attacking one, balanced overlap gives you a wider option, stretches out the opponent's defense, and just helps you out. Really underrated instruction that I still see a lot of people not using, and I don't really understand why. So more attacking minded fullback, these instructions here. For the other defensive, more defensive minded fullback even, just pop them on stay back while attacking and overlap, so you always have at least 3 defenders back at a time, but when you send them on the run forward, they'll make the overlapping runs the same way the other fullback would. For the 2 centre backs, guys, we leave them alone, of course, and then the keeper, I also leave them alone, but you can pop them on comes to crosses and sweeper keeper if you would like. But yeah, guys, they are my tactics and instructions for the 4-3-3 fourth variation. Sorry if this video was a bit all over the place. Like I said, I have been feeling a little bit sick, a little bit ill the past couple of days, and yeah, I'm just getting a little bit better. Yeah, this game's also been a little bit dry, so I hope you guys can understand my lack of energy at points. It can just be pretty tough. I don't mean to complain so much, but it's just how it is at the moment. I still enjoy making videos for you guys. It's just a little bit tough to sometimes come back to this game when you just so desperately want to do something else. But yeah, that's basically it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I wish you all great luck in your FUT Champs games or whatever you're going to play with these tactics. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Sorry for the waffle, and yeah, peace out, guys.